Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the 2021 Virtual Disability Services Day Rally. I'm so excited to be kicking off the event this morning and so appreciate you jumping on this call with us and those of you that are on Facebook Live as well. My name is Sue Schuttle and I am the CEO of ARRM. Joining me here in this virtual Zoom stage is my colleague, Julie Johnson, who is the president of MOHR. And you probably know that both ARRM and MOHR are the organizations behind the event today. Even though we are not in the Capitol Rotunda, we are still together in this new format. And we have really quite the turnout for the event this year. We have over 1,500 people that are participating in the event from all over the state. And this is really the largest event that we have had so far. So we'll celebrate that. And we, again, so appreciate the fact that you're participating with us today. But because we're not in person, we thought we'd do something kind of fun and ask you to tell us where you're watching us from. What city are you in? Type that information into the chat feature in Zoom or comment on the Facebook Live feed. We just want to know where you are and what part of the state you're from. So we got a lot to get to today. And so I'm going to wrap up my initial comments here and send it over to Julie.
Good morning, everybody. As Sue said, I'm Julie Johnson, and I'm also happy to welcome you here to Disability Services Day at the Capitol. I am the president of MOHR and also a president of MSS, which is a day and employment service provider. So this is a great day, and we look forward to it every year. Today is our opportunity to share with our legislators the importance of disability services and to recognize the critical direct support professionals. DSPs do hard work day in and day out to ensure that people have access to high quality day and employment support services. Among other wonderful jobs that they do, their residential staff, their PCAs, they're amazing people. So tell your legislators how important those DSPs are, how important your services are for you. And so since we're virtual today and we don't get to see you and we don't get to hear you cheering and see the buttons, we'd like to see your signs. If you made a sign, if you have bling on today, you have your buttons on, turn your cameras on. Let's see the signs now that we can see where everybody's joining us from today. So, oh, look at all the great work people are doing. Fantastic. Well, thank you so much. And be sure to share your story about what's important to you with your legislators. This is your Capitol and this is your day. We have a full agenda today, so we're going to get started.
All right. To kick us off today is Commissioner Jodi Harpstead. Prior to being Commissioner of the Minnesota Department of Human Services, Commissioner Harpstead served as the president and the CEO of Lutheran Social Services of Minnesota. Commissioner Harpstead also served on the ARRM Board of Directors and has a great knowledge and passion for our industry. And we are pleased to have Commissioner Harpstead join us today. Commissioner?
Good morning. Thank you, Sue and Julie. I bring you greetings from Lieutenant Governor Peggy Flanagan. Something came up for her at the last minute, and she asked someone who was called to state government straight from the ARRM board to take her place this morning. Of course, after I came to DHS, I recruited Doug Annett from the ARRM board in too. So in addition to Natasha Mers and team, who've been capably developing new approaches to disability services for years, you have lots of friends at DHS. And thank you to everyone who's gathered here for lifting your voice and making change at the Capitol and across the state. When Governor Walz talks about one Minnesota, you are one Minnesota. I believe as you do that every Minnesotan deserves inclusion, opportunity, community, and respect. The Walz administration is committed to working with the disability community to ensure that everyone has access to the support and services they need to live full and connected lives. Accessibility is not a standalone issue, it's a lens we can use to make better policy and build better projects. Whether it's transportation or housing or healthcare or education, we need to ask ourselves, is this available and easily accessible to every Minnesotan who needs it? At DHS, we know we can't do this work without all of you. I'd be remiss if I didn't take the opportunity to thank you for all you've done to meet the needs of Minnesotans during COVID. Thank you to people with disabilities and their families who've committed to advocate for themselves and their loved ones. Staff who brilliantly supported people through 2020 to protect health and safety. To leaders managing through months of uncertainty, fear, and frustration to keep things running. We've been pleased to walk side by side with you, monitoring COVID data, asking you what you needed, turning the dial as soon as it made sense each time to get people back to their life-giving day services. I hope you saw the governor's early morning announcement that Minnesota has achieved the goal of 70% of 65 plus Minnesotans vaccinated. So the Walz Flanagan administration has opened up the next 2 priority levels at the same time, including people with Down syndrome and people 45 plus with an underlying condition. The group homes for people with disabilities are virtually done. Day centers right around the corner. Now with the COVID soon to be in the rearview mirror, we can redirect that energy to the future. We are here to listen. We're here to lift up your voices. And we're here to move forward with you in ways that allow people with disabilities to live full lives integrated into community. Thank you and have a great day.
Thank you, Commissioner Harpstead. Next up is Speaker of the House, Melissa Hortman. Representative Hortman represents District 36B, which covers part of Coon Rapids and Brooklyn Park. This is Representative Hortman's 9th term in the Minnesota legislature and her 3rd year serving as Speaker. We are so excited to hear from Speaker Hortman today.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm delighted to be here, and it's great to be here with you virtually. I hope you're all staying safe and healthy, and I'm really looking forward to the days when we can all be together in person again. It makes a big difference that you're taking the time to visit with legislators to tell your story and make those stories a part of the legislative process. The best legislation is informed by stories about the lives that it impacts. As Minnesotans, we care about each other and we want to see one another succeed. We believe all Minnesotans deserve the opportunity to be safe, healthy, and successful. And we believe in equity, equality, and opportunity for all. The work that's done in this community is so critical to helping Minnesotans with disabilities live and work in their communities. Last summer, we worked to pass bipartisan legislation to provide $30 million in funding for day and employment service providers for Minnesotans with disabilities. We know that wasn't nearly enough to meet the need that was out there, and we know there's lots of needs that we didn't even touch. We know providers have been hit very hard by COVID-19, and it was important that we use some Federal CARES Act funding when we had the opportunity. There is much, much more work to do, and I know our able Health and Human Services chairs, Tina Liebling and Jen Schultz, are really in tune with the community and responding to the needs. It's critical that we don't leave anyone behind during this pandemic. We in the Minnesota House DFL are committed to supporting Minnesotans all across the state, no matter what they look like, where they're from, with their disabilities, without disabilities, and their families and the disability services community. We need you to provide your input as we take this budget journey. We'll be finding out at the end of the week exactly what is in that federal package that President Biden will sign, and we know that that will be incredibly helpful. We're also very pleased to see a state budget surplus projection of $1.6 billion, but we know that the work that you do, the lives that you lead can inform our budget policymaking, and we really are delighted that you're at the table. You being here virtually makes a huge difference. So please continue to share your stories with us. I'm so glad that you're here, and I hope that you have a wonderful day on the Hill. And for those of you from Greater Minnesota who don't have to deal with the driving and the parking that's normally makes this an 8-hour expedition, congrats on being able to spend more time visiting with legislators to make a difference. Thank you so much, and thanks for having me.
Thank you, Speaker Hortman. Greatly appreciate that. We are excited to next introduce Representative Jennifer Schultz. Representative Schultz represents District 7A in the Duluth area. Representative Schultz currently serves as the chair of the House Human Services Finance and Policy Committee, and this is her 4th term in the Minnesota legislature. She is no stranger to our work, and has collaborated with both ARRM and MOHR to support disability services on numerous occasions. Welcome, Representative Schultz.
Well, thank you, and thank you for the invitation. It's really wonderful to see so many people here virtually, and I'm so wishing we could be together face to face. I love to hear everyone's stories. As Chair of Human Services, it's a big role, and I'm grateful to Speaker Hortman for putting me as Chair of Human Services. I care so much about making sure people have the services they need to live full and productive lives. And I'm very proud of the work we've done in the past, not just with the additional funds, but with increasing wages for direct support professionals with the competitive workforce factor. And I hope we can continue to do more work in the future and bring in new sources of revenue to fund improvements for direct support professionals, both in the DWRS side, but also in our PCA side. So we're doing work on that this session. And really, you should really measure your elected officials, make them accountable by how they treat and how they work for the people of Minnesota, particularly our most vulnerable. And I know we've done a lot of work. We have a lot of work to do. I'm excited about the federal stimulus bill and the significant amount of money there for health and human services. I hope we can spend that money and continue to do good work for all of you and for all of those individuals who support you every day. So thank you again for being here. I love your signs. I wish we could be face to face, but I'm looking forward to continuing to do good work as Chair of Human Services. And I hope to hear from all of you the rest of the year and the rest of the session. So again, I have to go chair Human Services. I wish I could be here longer to hear your stories, but I hope you will follow our work this session and continue to contact us to let us know what you need to live exceptional lives in Minnesota. So thank you again, and thank you for all of those who advocate on your behalf. We really appreciate your support with our legislation.
Thank you so much for joining us, Representative Schultz. We are now pleased to welcome Senate Majority Leader Paul Gazelka. Senator Gazelka represents District 9, and this is his 4th term in the Minnesota Senate. He has joined us before at Disability Services Day, and we can't wait to hear what he has to share with us today.
Well, good morning. I would much prefer to see you at the People's House, the Capitol. The energy in that gathering is amazing, and frankly, it gives you opportunity to be face-to-face with legislators, and that really is important. I'm grateful we have Zoom and that we can do phone calls and emails and texts, but face-to-face really matters. And so we're working as fast as we can to get the vaccine out to everybody as quickly as possible. That will help things return to normal. And you heard Speaker Hortman talk about the work we did last year was bipartisan. We like to listen to the needs and try to, figure out what we actually can do. And then there's the human side of what we do, and that is every one of us being engaged and just reaching out to our fellow neighbor. And I'll tell you why I want the vaccine out as soon as I can. Over the years, my wife has done painting workshops for kids with spina bifida, and in-person gatherings, it's about a dozen kids, and then their families around them. And I get to show up and just pour the paint. I just serve. That's all I do. But since COVID has come, the only way that she can do it is through Zoom, and it's not the same. It's not that interaction, and there's just so many things where our interaction together is just critical for just helping each other and valuing each other. And so that's my goal, is to get Minnesota back on track, get the vaccine out as fast as we can so that people can enjoy those things of personal interaction because of its value. But so grateful for every one of you that's on here, that's the worker. Thank you. Thank you for so much for not just being there, but being a person connecting to another person. Incredibly valuable. And then for those that might be listening that are disabled in some form, and frankly, I think in some form we all are, but thank you. Thank you for being the individual that you are. You have incredible value and worth, not just to us, but to God Almighty. And we are grateful for every one of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Majority Leader Gazelka. Next up is Joleyne and Mary from Mount Olivet Rolling Acres. They are here today to share their personal stories about disability services and the impact of COVID and how that has impacted our community. So Mary and Joleyne.
Hi there. Can you hear us?
Mm-hmm.
Mary is, she's a little sad that we don't get to see everybody down at the Capitol today. She loves coming down and telling everybody how, how things have impacted her. She actually had to stop work due to COVID, and she will no longer be able to go back to work now because it is now shut permanently. So she really wants the help that we need to get day services up and running, the money to get services back up and give these guys a chance to get out and go live a normal life. Mary loves to work. Mary wants to work. She wants to earn that money. And it's tough. And, you know, also too, with us, we don't have enough staff. COVID has really impacted how much staff we have. We still have open positions all the time. And it's hard for them. It's hard for them we can't get out like we used to. We have to be safe. And it's really difficult. It really has impacted us. So we really need help. We need help we need help. We need more money. We need more staff. We need to be able to take and do stuff and do fun things that our clients want to do. And so, yes, please, everybody keep going, keep doing it. Let's talk to everybody so that we can somewhat go back to a normal life. Right?
Thank you so much, Joleyne and Mary. Really, really appreciate you being here and telling your story. It's really important that we hear that. Next up is Representative Barb Haley. Representative Haley represents District 21 and in the House, and this is her third term in the Minnesota legislature. We are lucky to hear from her every year at the Disability Services Day rally. Her participation and continuous dedication to disability services truly motivates us. Representative Haley? Representative Haley? The joys of technology, right? We can circle back if indeed she had to drop off. So I think with that, we're moving on the agenda. And I think, Julie, I believe that you will be introducing Senator Abeler.
Well, we'll move on to Senator Abeler. We're pleased to welcome Senator Jim Abeler today. Jim Abeler represents District 35, and this is his third term in the Senate. He currently serves as the chair of the Senate Human Services Reform, Finance and Policy Committee, and the vice chair of the Senate Human Services Licensing Policy Committee. Quite a mouthful. Senator Abeler is dedicated to disability services, and he advocates for us every day in his work. We enjoy hearing him speak at this rally every year. Welcome, Senator Jim Abeler.
Well, thanks for having me. And so, I don't know, we're looking at people in little boxes, and actually none of us fit into a box. We're all amazing human beings. And so I don't think it's a disability rally. It's the cool people rally today. So all the cool people are here, people who have dreams and who want to live independently and work independently and have amazing lives. And I hope that everybody feels encouraged about all the respect and the interest that everybody has in cool people to help them live lives. So we sit in our meetings and we work on reams of paper, and in this paper are programs and ideas and services. But at the end, it's people like Mary who inspire us and others that you all know, and the workers and the families and the people that touch everybody in a special way. And I so wish I was in front of you and we were able to chant some things and so yell so loud the governor would hear. But maybe if you want, we did this at the last rally we had this year, and I thought it worked kind of cool. And Senator Hoffman and I work a lot together, Representative Schultz, we're all, and many others, are just very interested in collaborating and consorting in ways to make sure everybody has the opportunity to be a cool person and all they can be. So if you want, while you're sitting there, let's just talk about, let's have a little chant, shall we? And so the first thing you would chant would be, I want to live independently. I want to be cool. I want to have everything I can do. So I want to. And then, wanting to is part of it, but then I can. So let's do that together. I can. And then, okay, well, that's nice to hear. How about I will? And we are here to help everybody be amazingly cool and living the dreams you might have. Dream big. And then together, we will help you to do all the stuff that you want to do. So God bless you all, and keep shooting high, and thanks to everybody. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much, Senator Abeler. Next up, we're going to introduce Heidi Smith. And thank you, Senator Abeler, for that. Heidi Smith is the Executive Director of Winona ORC Industries. You're probably familiar with Heidi from past Disability Services Day rallies. She always brings the energy, and Heidi's kind of the fun. She's known for being the fun at MOHR. So welcome, Heidi.
Hi, everybody. I can't hear you, and I hate that. It's so, but look at all of your beautiful faces. Oh my goodness. According to my little thingy, there's like 500 people on this. How incredible is that? So I want to see your signs. I want to see you rah, rah, rah. I want to see you rowdy. I'm looking for boxes of rowdy people so I can call out. There's Lisa Baum. Way to go. Dave Pompey. Love it. Let's see. Where else? Oh, Megan. I can't say that last name, but that is a wild group. I love it. All right. I'm pointing like you can see me. Luann Larson. That's a wild one. Sarah Witt. I think they're dancing around the room. That's very fun. Oh, Becca A has got that women's strong arm. I love it. PRI. Look at you guys. You guys are just out of control. I love it. Who else is up? Merrick Day program. Look at all those. Woohoo! I love it. That's a rowdy group. Let's see. Where else can I find rowdy people? I'm flipping through 20 pages. Hey, Shannon, J.E. Banks. You guys are doing the day. Oh, here's some dancers from Allie. Oh my goodness. I love it. Oh, Joseph, I see some dancing down here. Where else? Let's see. Oh, here's Alita. Those guys look like they're dancing too. Oh, I see some people from Winona. There's Winona people. Love my Winona people. All right, where else? Oh, look at that. There's Joni. Hi, Joni. How are you, sweetie? She's dancing. She's out of control. She's from Winona, so of course she is. Hubbard DAC. Look at those signs. Those are great. I'm going to keep flipping here. I'm so proud of all of you guys for doing it. Isn't it going to be great next year when we all get together at the Capitol? Isn't that going to be great? We're going to be 10 times rowdier than we were last year. I am so excited, and I miss you all. This is the one day of the year that I really look forward to seeing all of your wild and craziness. It's great. It's the one time people let me be crazy without any supervision, which is so fun. I'm still flipping and looking for party people. Where's my party people? They're Merrick, man, those Merrick people, they're out of control. I love it. All right, look, Phil Griffin's out of control. That's great. Sarah, I'm still flipping 20 pages. This is so great. There's Laura. She's doing the dance. I love it. Dave. And then I like the ones who are like, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be normal. There's no reason to be normal. It's boring to be normal. I love it. Can you all just give me a great big clap, a round of applause for yourselves for being here. It's the quietest clap I've ever heard in my life. But I am so proud to see all of you. It makes my heart sing. And I hope you all have meetings with your legislators today, making a difference. Your stories are what matter. Okay? So get rowdy. Make your group home staff exhausted by the end of their shift. That is the important thing. All right? I love you all. And we will party up next year, okay? Thank you.
Thank you so much for that. We're going to loop back with Representative Haley. I think she is unmuted at the moment. So Representative Haley, are you there?
I am here. I'm sorry.
Awesome.
I'm juggling a couple committee meetings today, so I'm sorry I can't be there in person. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can. Thank you.
Okay. Oh, I just want to say I'm glad you're having this virtual get together, and I look forward to the time where we can be in person again. That's much more fun. I hope you all saw my snow angel video that I did for my good friend Jesse down in Wabasha and all the folks at Great River Homes for their fundraiser earlier this month. We call it the Not So Grumpy Plunge Challenge down in Wabasha. So it was a fun way to support you all. I look forward to the bills coming forward to help with the transportation issue for PCAs and also on the DWRS rating scale. You have my full support and hoping we could make some good progress this session. Again, sorry I'm not in person, and I wish you a great day. Good to see all of you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Well, we're nearing the end of our time together, but I did want to introduce our final speaker. This legislator should be very familiar to all of you who have attended our events in the past. It's Senator John Hoffman. Senator Hoffman represents District 36, which covers Coon Rapids, Brooklyn Park, and Champlin. He serves as the ranking minority member of the Senate Human Services Reform Finance and Policy Committee. That's a long name for a committee. Senator Hoffman is a staunch supporter, and we are very excited to have him close us out today. Senator Hoffman?
How about now? Can you hear me?
We can.
I'm here. You can. Awesome. Well, welcome. I wish you were here. 500 people in the Capitol Rotunda is an absolute something that is worth seeing and hearing, and the excitement about what you should be doing and talking about. And I think it's important as you look forward to this day and connecting with your local elected officials is, number one, get to know who they are, right? We need more champions in this legislative body. We absolutely need the folks from ARRM and more to really jump forward and to get some legislative champions. And that's about telling your story, getting to the point about what it is that's important to you, and then the obligations that they hold as elected officials, right? And finding that connection. Find out who's that guy, Kevin, the 6 degrees of separation, the guy from Footloose, what was his name? Kevin something, anyway.
Kevin Bacon.
Kevin Bacon.
There you go, Kevin Bacon. So get your Kevin Bacon theory on and get going. So I wish I could be in front of you, and which I am. This is more accessible, but I can't hear you raising up those signs and getting excited about visiting people today. So are you guys excited to bring the message about, we have to be counted. We must be counted. Don't forget, intersectionality conversation must occur when you're talking about equity. It must occur when you're talking about any policy in Minnesota government, right? 1 in 5 of us live with a disability in the state of Minnesota. 1 in 10 is chronic. That's a huge amount of people, and we cannot ever be discounted. So will you promise me that you're going to go forward and make sure that you're telling your story, make sure that, yes, you're accounted, but make sure that you're actively at the table. If you don't see that language, or you don't see that people with disabilities is included in any conversation, do the Jeff Bangsberg, raise your hand. Do the Rick Cardenas, raise your hand and say, what about us? What about me? We want to be here and we deserve to be here. Does that make sense to everybody? I hope so. Thank
Thank
you
you.
for letting me be here. Thank you for letting me be here. I absolutely, anytime, my doorway is always open. My phone's available, email, I'll set a Zoom up. But it's not just about me, it's about you. And it's about you getting to the other elected officials to tell your story and get them as passionate as involved in any kind of situation that you are passionate about. Does that make sense? Then go do it. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Hoffman. Just really appreciate you being here, and I appreciate all of the speakers that we've heard from today. We're nearing the end of our time together, but I just also wanted to take the opportunity to say thanks to our sponsors for this event. Julie?
Thank you again, everybody. It's so great to see everybody here, all of everybody hearing your voice and sharing your stories. It's amazing. All the signs, thank you so much. Follow us on social media throughout the day. We're going to have our social media storm. So make sure that when you're doing that on social media, that you're tagging your legislators on your tweets and posts, hashtag Disability Services Day. Go and tell your stories, and everybody have an amazing day.
Goodbye, everyone. Thanks for joining us.